Welcome to The Explainer. What if almost everything we've been taught about networking is, well, just wrong? Today, we're going to tear up that old playbook of just collecting business cards and build a totally new one that's all about creating genuine connections that can actually change your career.
For as long as I can remember, this was the drill, right? It was basically a numbers game. Success was measured by how thick that stack of business cards was when you got home. It was all about perfecting your sales pitch and, just sounding as impressive as possible.
The thing is, the world has completely changed, and so has the way we connect with people. So the big question we have to ask is, does that old model even work anymore? Or, and this is the important part, could it actually be holding you back from the relationships that really matter?
Okay, let's just start by talking about the part of networking that makes most of us, let's be honest, cringe a little bit. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
It's that feeling, right? That forced conversation, that elevator pitch you've rehearsed maybe one too many times. It's all so transactional, so impersonal, and frankly, it feels a lot more like a performance than a real human interaction.
But here's the good news. That old way, it's dying. We're in a new era of business relationships now, and it's so much less about performance and all about just being present. It's a total mindset shift.
The whole game is shifted from just collecting contacts to actually building real, solid connections. It's not about who you meet anymore. It's about who you can collaborate with, who you can create with, and who you can grow with. And instead of that perfect pitch, people now respond to a real story. It's just warmer, more human.
And look, this isn't just some gut feeling. The data absolutely proves it. A recent study found that a staggering 79% of professionals value an authentic conversation way more than some polished, formal introduction. The message here is crystal clear. People want to connect with a person, not a walking, talking resume.
And check out the impact this has on the bottom line. A full 85% of business deals are now influenced by relationships that were built through informal touchpoints. We're talking about things like social media, online communities, even quick voice notes. Trust isn't really built in the boardroom anymore. It's built in all these small, genuine interactions. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. Entrepreneurs who build their businesses mainly online, let's call them digital first, they are 3 times more likely to collaborate across completely different industries. This just shows you the power of a hybrid model. See, virtual networking gives you this massive reach, while in-person meetings build that real depth. That combination, it's a modern-day superpower.
But wait a second, there's a really compelling counter-argument from some of the sharpest folks in business that says, you know what, maybe we should just skip these events altogether.
Investor and philosopher Naval Ravikant puts it so bluntly. He argues that a lot of us trick ourselves into thinking this kind of thing is productive, when really it's just a distraction from the one thing that actually matters: building something great.
So let's really break down this skeptical view with a super important distinction. The argument goes that there's a huge difference between the kinds of people you usually find at these events and the people you're actually trying to meet. Think about it. The people at the networking events are there looking for opportunities. But the people you really want to meet, the industry leaders, the innovators, the investors, they're often too busy creating those opportunities to even be there. They're in the trenches, building. So what's the alternative then? According to this view, it's your work, a great product, a valuable service, a killer portfolio. That becomes your entry ticket. When you build something that people just can't ignore, they will come to you. Your work ethic literally becomes your ultimate networking tool. So who's right? Is it the person who champions connection or the skeptic who says your work should do all the talking? Well, the truth is, the most effective strategy isn't about choosing one. It's about combining the very best of both. Let's look at the real strategy here: building an ecosystem, not just a Rolodex.
So here's the crucial point. Stop thinking about networking as just a series of one-off transactions. The real goal is to build an ecosystem. This is a community that's founded on creating and sharing value over the long haul, where the relationships themselves are the most valuable asset.
And the heart of a powerful ecosystem, it's generosity. The most connected and successful people I've ever seen, they don't walk into a room asking, "What can I get?" They ask, "Who can I help?" Or "How can I add value here?" Business opportunities just naturally seem to follow that mindset. When you build this way, your network becomes your secret weapon. It's not just some list of contacts on your phone. It's your support system when a launch fails. It's the knowledge bank you can tap into when you're stuck on a really tricky problem. It's a shortcut to a deal that would have taken months to close otherwise. It's basically your own personal board of directors. So how do you actually do it? All right, let's get practical and break down a real, actionable framework for building your ecosystem starting today.
We can organize our whole strategy into 3 super simple phases. It's all about what you do before, what you do during, and what you do after any networking opportunity. The real work, believe it or not, starts way before you even walk into the room.
Okay, before you go anywhere, get crystal clear. What problem are you trying to solve? And just as important, what value can you offer to other people? Research who's going to be there and try to reach out beforehand. Just remember, a warm introduction converts at about 10 times the rate of a cold approach.
When you're at the event, please ditch the pitch. Nobody wants to be sold to. Instead, just lead with genuine curiosity. Ask questions like, what's the biggest challenge you're dealing with right now? And make it super easy to connect. A simple QR code that links to your LinkedIn is so much faster and more effective than a paper business card in 2026.
Now this is where most people fail, but it's where true ecosystems are actually built. Follow up within 2 days with something of substance, maybe an introduction, an interesting article, or a specific reference to your conversation. Then become a connector for others and just check in every few months, always aiming to provide some kind of value.
In the end, modern networking isn't really about you. It's about them. It's about generosity. This powerful idea from the book The Go-Giver just reframes everything. So the final question isn't who can help me? The real question is, who can I help today? Answer that, and you'll build way more than a network, you'll build your legacy.